All right, so ever wonder what happens after you flush? I mean, most of us don't, but that's where today's deep dive gets really interesting.
Oh, absolutely.
We're going to be talking about liquid waste treatment plant operators,
Okay.
a job that's way more crucial and honestly way more high tech than you would probably ever guess.
Yeah, it's true. I think we often just take clean water for granted.
Totally.
And, behind the scenes, it's these skilled operators who are making sure that our water is safe and reusable.
Yeah, and to really break this down, we're going deep into RoleCatcher's career guide, liquid waste treatment plant operator.
Okay.
And they've done a really phenomenal job outlining this entire career path, so get ready because we're about to uncover the hidden world of, well, you know.
It's more than just like waste. The guide really emphasizes that these operators are essentially modern-day alchemists.
Oh, okay.
They're removing hazardous substances from liquid waste so that water can be safe.
Alchemists. Okay, I love that analogy. And it's not just your typical sewage treatment plants either. This guide really opened my eyes to how vital these professionals are in industries like manufacturing and even like oil and gas.
Yeah.
Not exactly where I'd picture myself before this deep dive.
Right, yeah. It's a testament to the diverse applications of this field. And speaking of eye-opening, the technology involved is incredible.
Okay.
We're talking nanotechnology. Nanotechnology being used to filter out contaminants on a molecular level,
Wow.
and advanced membrane filtration systems that can separate impurities with incredible precision. Forget rubber boots and shovels. This field is light years ahead of that old image.
Wow, that's pretty incredible. I never realized how much technology was involved. It sounds like this field is constantly evolving.
Absolutely, and with good reason, right? As environmental regulations become stricter and the demand for clean water increases, the need for efficient and innovative treatment methods becomes paramount.
Yeah, it's kind of mind-blowing to think about all that goes into ensuring that, the water we use every day is safe.
It is.
But with all this talk about advanced technology and stuff, it
Yes.
it kind of makes me wonder about the people behind it all,
Yeah,
Like
right.
what are their career paths like?
Yeah, that's where this career guide really gets interesting.
Okay.
It does a really good job of outlining the career progression
Okay.
from entry level all the way to becoming a senior operator.
Got it.
And you're right, the technology is a huge game changer.
Right.
But at the end of the day, it's the people who make it all work.
So what does that path look like? What can someone expect as they, move up the ranks?
So typically you start out by assisting more experienced operators. You're learning the ropes of, equipment operation and doing basic maintenance.
Uh-huh.
And as you gain more experience, you progress to handling more independent operation, troubleshooting issues, and you even start taking on supervisory roles.
So it sounds like a real hands-on learning experience.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. And as you climb the ladder, you become responsible for overseeing entire sections of the plant, managing teams,
Mhm.
and all the while, making sure that you're in compliance with all those all important environmental regulations.
Yeah.
Eventually, you reach that peak as a senior operator. You're essentially the captain of the ship.
Mhm.
You're responsible for the overall operation and the efficiency of the entire facility.
Wow. So there's a lot of responsibility at every level.
Oh, for sure.
And the guide mentions certifications too. Are those actually crucial for moving up in the field?
Oh, they're definitely key
Oh,
because they demonstrate, not only your knowledge, but also your commitment to safety.
okay.
One of the most important ones is Hayes Woper,
Okay.
stands for Hazardous Waste Operations and Emergency Response.
Haze Whooper. That sounds kind of intense.
Yeah.
What all does that involve?
Essentially, it equips you with the knowledge and the skills to safely handle hazardous materials, respond to emergencies, and understand all those regulations surrounding hazardous waste.
Okay.
It's a pretty rigorous certification,
Yeah.
but it's really essential in this line of work.
Yeah, it makes sense that safety is a top priority,
Right.
especially with the materials that they're handling. And the guide also mentioned water treatment operator certification as well.
Right, and that one focuses more specifically on the kind of technical aspects of water treatment.
Okay.
It covers things like water chemistry, testing procedures, different treatment processes, equipment operation, all that good stuff.
Okay.
Having both Hayes-Woper and water treatment operator certification, that really shows employers that you're serious about this profession.
So you're not just, learning on the job, you're constantly expanding your knowledge base. It sounds like a career path where you can never really be bored.
Exactly. Exactly. You're dealing with, evolving technologies, new regulations, and that ever-present challenge of protecting both public health and the environment.
Right.
So there's always something new to learn and master.
Okay, so we've talked about the career path, we've talked about the certifications.
Mm,
What about the skills and knowledge that are like absolutely essential for someone to thrive in this role?
right.
What does it take to be a successful liquid waste treatment plant operator?
Well, it seems like this role requires a very specific blend of technical know-how
It does, yeah.
and on your feet thinking,
Right.
what does the guide say about that?
You're exactly right. The guide highlights a really interesting mix of,
Sure.
your hard skills and your soft skills.
Okay.
And obviously, a solid understanding of chemistry is like absolutely crucial in this,
Right.
especially when you think about, having to analyze water samples, monitor treatment processes, all of that.
That makes sense, given, the whole alchemist thing that we were talking about earlier. Exactly.
Yeah.
But it's not all, beakers and test tubes.
Right.
You need a really good grasp of mechanics
Okay.
to operate and maintain all that sophisticated equipment.
Yeah.
And you know what? Even a little bit of biology comes into play
Oh, wow.
when you're dealing with, like, biological treatment processes.
So it's like a crash course in like multiple scientific disciplines.
It really is.
Wow. But what about those soft skills that you mentioned?
Yeah, those are equally important, especially in a kind of like fast-paced environment like this.
Right.
Strong communication is absolutely key, for clear reporting, effective teamwork.
Yeah.
Remember, these plant operators, they often work in like really close-knit teams.
Right.
They rely on each other
Yeah.
to solve problems and ensure safety.
Right. It's a real team effort to, keep everything running smoothly and keep our water clean.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Precisely. And let's not forget problem-solving skills, too.
Right.
Things can and do go wrong
Oh, I'm sure.
in a facility as complex as a treatment plant.
Right.
A good operator needs to be able to think really quickly on their feet, troubleshoot those issues, and find solutions
Yeah.
to keep that treatment process going.
So that ability to think critically, like under pressure, that sounds invaluable.
Oh, it is. It is.
So say someone's listening to this.
Yeah.
They're really intrigued by all this.
Right.
And they kind of want to see how they would fare in, like a job interview.
Yeah.
RoleCatcher included some like really great resources for that.
Oh, they did. They did. They have a whole section in here dedicated to interview prep
Okay.
with access to, get this, a database of over 120,000 interview questions.
Wow. That's a lot.
Oh, and they even have like an AI-powered practice tool that simulates an actual interview.
Oh, wow. Okay, that's really cool.
Yeah.
I might have to check that out myself, actually. But for someone who's just starting to explore this career path,
Yeah.
what kind of questions should they be prepared for?
Well, one that I thought was really interesting was, can you describe a time when you had to troubleshoot a complex problem?
Okay.
Which, it's a pretty classic interview question,
Why?
but it's so relevant here because,
Yeah.
problem solving is such a huge part of the job.
Yeah, it's not enough to just like know the theory.
Right.
You have to be able to apply it in those real world situations.
Exactly.
Yeah, where the pressure's on.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely. And another question that stood out to me was, how do you stay updated on the latest technologies and industry regulations?
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
It really highlights the importance of, continuous learning
Right.
in a field like this.
For sure. With, technology advancing so rapidly
It is, yeah.
and environmental regulations always evolving,
Always, yeah.
you've really got to stay ahead of the curve.
You do. And I think that's that's one of the things that's really exciting about this career path. There's always something new to learn, new challenges to take on,
Right.
and, ultimately new ways to contribute to a healthier planet.
It's not just a job. It's like,
It's a mission.
yeah, it's a mission and a really important one.
Yeah.
At that, we've covered a lot of ground today.
We have, yeah.
From the surprisingly high-tech equipment to, the essential skills
Right.
and even what to expect in a job interview.
Absolutely.
What a fascinating deep dive this has been.
It really has. I think it's definitely one of those fields that's often overlooked.
Right.
But, the work of these liquid waste treatment plant operators, I mean, it's absolutely crucial for protecting public health,
Yeah.
for preserving our environment.
Absolutely. Couldn't agree more. So for our listener out there, we hope this deep dive has given you, a newfound appreciation for this kind of hidden world
Yeah, yeah.
of water treatment and the really, really dedicated professionals that keep our water clean
Right.
and
Yeah.
safe every day.
For sure.
And hey, if you're feeling inspired
Yeah.
to, explore this career path even further, remember to check out RoleCatcher's incredible resources.
Absolutely. Yeah.
They really do have everything you need
They do.
to kind of dive in deeper and see if this might be the right fit for you.
That's right.
Who knows? Maybe this deep dive sparked an interest that you never even knew you had.
That's right.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep asking those curious questions.
Absolutely.